The house is still quiet. The light coming through your window is soft, almost tentative, as though it knows not to rush you. You might be holding something warm in your hands right now. Coffee, maybe, tea. That warmth is no accident. It's one of the small mercies woven into the fabric of this ordinary morning. Before the noise begins, before the notifications start pulling at your attention, there is this, just this, a moment where nothing is required of you yet. Heaven has been awake long before you opened your eyes. The angels didn't need an alarm. God didn't wait for you to be conscious before He started loving you today. While you were sleeping, unaware, vulnerable, He was watching over your home. He still is. Right now, as you sit here, He is not distant. He is not waiting for you to get your act together before He draws near. The Creator of the universe is sitting with you. Not because you earned it, not because you prayed the right words yesterday, but because this is who He is. Take a slow breath. Let your shoulders drop just a little. You might be clenching your jaw without even realizing it. You can unclench it now, the weight you woke up carrying. You don't have to hold it alone. The shepherd is here, and He's not asking you to figure everything out before breakfast. You are not the general of this battle. You are the child, and there is no shame in that. In fact, it's the only position from which you can truly rest. Your first thought this morning might have been about everything waiting for you. The inbox, the deadlines, the conversation you're dreading, the decision you don't know how to make. All of it is real. None of it is forgotten by God. But before you step into any of that, let your first conscious thought be something softer, something simpler. Thank you, just that. Thank you for another morning. Thank you for breathing in my lungs. Thank you for not doing this alone. The sun didn't rise because you made it happen. The earth didn't keep spinning because you held it together last night. The same God who set the stars in motion is managing the details of your life. And He is not surprised by anything this morning brings. Not the bill that's due, not the tension in that relationship, not the uncertainty you feel about what comes next. He saw it all before time began, and He already made provision. Provision is not a puzzle you have to solve. It's a promise. It's woven into the character of a father who does not forget his children. Your to-do list is not the measure of your worth. Your productivity today will not determine whether you are loved. You are already loved, fully, completely, before you accomplish a single thing. So there's no need to hurry into the day's demands just yet. Sit here a little longer. Let the silence do its work. Silence is where your soul learns to breathe again. It's where the noise of fear and worry starts to lose its power. Anxiety cannot survive in the atmosphere of His nearness. It just can't. The two cannot coexist. So if you're feeling the familiar tightness in your chest, the low hum of worry that woke up with you, bring it here. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to pray it away with the right formula. Just hand it over. Hand over the keys of your life to the only hands that are truly safe. You were never meant to carry the future. That's His job. You were never meant to have all the answers. That's His job, too. Leave the heavy lifting of the future to the Father. Your job today is much simpler. Walk with Him, one step at a time, one breath at a time. There is a rhythm of grace available for your commute, for your meetings, for the hard conversation, for the mundane tasks. Grace that meets you exactly where you are, not where you think you should be. Where are you? And He's not disappointed. He's not frustrated with you. He's here, present, patient, steady. The day is beginning, yes, but you are not entering it alone. And you are held secure before your feet even touch the floor. In this quiet space, something is happening. Something you can't force or manufacture. Your soul is beginning to settle. Like a lake at dawn, when the wind stops and the surface goes still. All the sediment that was stirred up yesterday is sinking to the bottom. The water is becoming clear again. This is what happens when you stop striving. When you stop trying to make things happen through sheer willpower. When you simply receive what is already yours. There's a sanctuary inside you. A place where the noise of the world cannot enter. Not because you built walls to keep it out, but because His presence is already there, filling that space. And where He is, chaos has no authority. You might be thinking about everything waiting for you today. The meetings, the responsibilities, the people depending on you. And you might be wondering if you have enough energy, enough wisdom, enough patience. Here's what's true. God is already working on the problems you haven't faced yet. He's already been to the places you're going today. He's already prepared the way. You're not walking into the unknown. You're walking into His known. There's a well inside you that never runs dry. It was placed there by the one who is the source of all living water. And you can drink from it right now, not after you've proven yourself, not after you've checked off enough boxes. Now, just let yourself drink deeply. Let the Holy Spirit slow your pulse. Let Him steady your mind. You don't have to generate the strength for today. You just have to receive it. Rest is not something you earn after you've worked hard enough. It's a gift. It's offered freely. And it's available right here in these small moments between thoughts. Restoration doesn't always look like a mountaintop experience. Sometimes it's just this. A quiet morning, a warm cup, a sense that you're not alone. That's enough. That's more than enough. Step out of the chaos for a moment. Step into the shepherd's clearing. There's a green pasture here, not because you've arrived at some spiritual destination, but because He leads you there. He knows you need to graze on His faithfulness today, to take in the truth of who He is, to let it nourish the parts of you that have been running on empty. Your soul is being stitched back together, thread by thread, with peace that doesn't make sense given your circumstances, with hope that isn't based on what you can see, with the quiet assurance that you are held. Let the Holy Spirit be the filter for your thoughts today. Not every thought that enters your mind deserves your attention. Not every worry is worth engaging. Some things are just noise, and you can let them pass through without grabbing hold. You don't need to have everything figured out before you start. You don't need a floodlight showing you the entire path. Just enough light for one step. That's all you've ever needed. And that's what you're being given. God's whisper is louder than the world's shouting. You just have to lean in close enough to hear it. And in the leaning, something shifts. The urgency fades. The pressure eases. The voice that's been telling you that you're behind, that you're not enough, that you need to do more, that voice starts to lose its grip, because it was never his voice to begin with. Confusion doesn't stand a chance when you consult the one who knows all things, and he's not withholding the answers. He's not playing games with you. He's just inviting you to stay close, to keep your hand in his, to trust that every detour today is just another opportunity, another chance to see that he's faithful. He doesn't waste anything, that even the things that feel like interruptions are being woven into something purposeful. Wisdom is waiting for you, not in some distant place you have to strive to reach, but in every pause you take, every moment you choose to breathe instead of react, every time you turn your attention back to him instead of the swirling demands. The path you're walking today has been lovingly prepared, not randomly thrown together, not a chaotic mess you have to navigate alone. Prepared by a Father who knows exactly what you need, who sees what's coming before you do, who has already made a way, so you can walk it with confidence. No confidence in yourself, but confidence in him, in his goodness, in his care, in his absolute commitment to you. You are not an afterthought. You are not a burden. You are his beloved, and that changes everything about how you enter this day. You're not going in to prove something. You're going in already approved, already loved, already enough. The internal pressure you've been carrying, the need to perform, to impress, to keep all the plates spinning, you can set it down. It was never yours to carry, and as you release it, there's more room to breathe, more room to notice the grace that's already present, more room to walk in the rhythm he's offering, a rhythm that doesn't require you to be superhuman, just human, held by the one who is more than enough. And now, as the day begins to call you forward, something remains. The peace you've received doesn't evaporate the moment you step into the world. It goes with you, because he goes with you. When you pull out of the driveway, when you merge onto the highway, when you walk through those doors, you're not alone. God is navigating the traffic of your life, the slow lanes, the sudden stops, the unexpected detours. He sees it all, and he's not anxious about any of it. So you don't have to be either. Maybe there's a conversation today that's been sitting heavy on your mind, something you need to say, something you're not sure how to say. You will know exactly what to say when the moment comes, not because you rehearsed it perfectly, but because the Spirit knows how to speak through you. He's done it before. He'll do it again. Trust the gentle nudges in your gut, that quiet sense of when to speak and when to wait, when to push and when to let it rest. Those aren't random feelings. That's him guiding you in real time. The shepherd is already clearing obstacles before you even arrive. Conversations are being softened. Hearts are being prepared. Doors are being opened that you didn't even know were closed. He's been working while you were sleeping, and he hasn't stopped. Even in the boardroom, even in the hospital waiting room, even in the crowded subway car or the traffic jam on the interstate. God is there, not standing at a distance, waiting for you to get back to church so he can meet you again. Right there, in the fluorescent lighting, the stale coffee, and the uncomfortable chairs. In the middle of the ordinary and the stressful and the mundane, he's there. You are never walking into a room unaccompanied. When you step into that meeting, he steps in with you. When you face that person who always seems to have sharp words, he's standing beside you. When you open that email you've been dreading, he's reading over your shoulder, and his presence changes the atmosphere, not in some loud, obvious way, but in the way that matters most. It steadies you. Fear is a liar. It always has been, and it shrinks in the presence of truth. So when the fear whispers that you're not ready, that you can't handle this, that it's all going to fall apart, remember who's with you. Remember that the truth is louder, and the truth says you are not alone. You are held, you are guided, you are safe. Safety is not a place you have to find. It's a person who never leaves. God's rod is guarding your back while you move forward. You don't have to keep looking over your shoulder. You don't have to brace for the next blow. He's got you covered. You are enclosed, behind and before, by a love that doesn't shift with circumstances. No bad news can change who holds your life. No disappointing email, no harsh words, no unexpected bill. None of it has the final say. He does, and his word over you is good. Walk through that difficult conversation with quiet confidence, not because you have all the answers, but because you know who does, and he's right there with you. The shepherd's staff is already at work, pulling you back from the edge of burnout before you go too far, redirecting you when you start to drift toward bitterness or resentment, guiding you back to the green pasture when the world tries to pull you into the desert. You are immune to the poison of bitterness today, not because you're superhuman, but because he is the buffer between you and the world's harshness. He absorbs what would otherwise wound you. He filters what would otherwise corrupt you. He stands between you and the wolves of worry that circle and snarl, and they cannot touch you. Not really, not in the place that matters. Your vulnerability is safe in his strength. You don't have to pretend to have it all together. You don't have to put on the armor of self-sufficiency. You can be honest about what's hard, about what scares you, about where you feel weak, because his strength isn't threatened by your weakness. It's made perfect in it. Shadows are only proof that the light is shining nearby. So when you notice the darkness today, and you will, don't be afraid of it. It only exists because the light is close, and the light is not going anywhere. When you're stuck in traffic, the frustration starts to rise. When the meeting goes longer than it should, and you feel your patience thinning. When someone says something that lands wrong, and you feel the hurt creeping in. In all of it, he's there, reminding you that you don't have to react. You don't have to take the bait. You don't have to carry what wasn't meant for you. You can let it go because you're not responsible for holding the whole world together. That's his job, and he's better at it than you'll ever be. So you can move through your day with a lightness that doesn't make sense to anyone watching. A peace that looks foolish in the face of stress. A confidence that isn't based on how well things are going. Because it's not coming from you. It's coming from him, and he is unshakable. So, as you step into whatever this day holds, the commute, the meetings, the hard conversations, the unexpected curveballs, you step in knowing you're not alone, knowing you're protected, knowing that no matter what comes, the shepherd is with you, and that makes all the difference. There's something happening today that you might not notice at first. A table is being set, right in the middle of your stress. right in the middle of the pressure and the deadlines and the people who don't understand you. God is spreading a banquet, and you're invited to sit down. Not after everything calms down, not when you've earned it now. While the chaos swirls around you, there's a place of abundance. A place where you can feast on patience while the world rushes. Where you can drink deeply of peace that makes absolutely no logical sense. Your critics might be watching. The people who doubt you, who misunderstand you, who wish you'd fail, they're there. But here's what they're seeing. They're seeing God promote you. They're seeing favor on your life that they can't explain. They're watching you walk in a calm that shouldn't be possible given your circumstances. And they don't understand it. They can't, because it's not coming from you. It's coming from Him. You are covered by a peace that defies explanation, and that peace is not fragile. It doesn't shatter when someone criticizes you. It doesn't evaporate when things don't go according to plan. It stays, because He stays. There's an endless supply of joy for this specific day. Not a borrowed joy that you have to manufacture. Not a forced positivity that exhausts you. But a deep, steady joy that comes from knowing you're loved. Knowing you're provided for. Knowing that no matter what happens, you're still His. Feel the warm oil of favor running down your life. Over your head, down your shoulders, covering everything you touch today. You are marked, set apart, not because you're better than anyone else, but because you belong to Him, and He protects His own. Scarcity is a mindset you can leave behind this morning. The fear that there's not enough time, not enough money, not enough energy, not enough grace. It's a lie, and you don't have to live there anymore. God is rewriting the story of your struggles, the places where you thought you'd always come up short, the areas where you've believed the narrative of lack. He's turning them into something else, not overnight, not in some flashy, dramatic way, but quietly, steadily. He's transforming your not enough into more than enough. You have access to resources that money cannot buy. Wisdom for the decision you're facing. Patience for the person who tests you. Strength for the task that feels too heavy. Peace for the news that wants to steal your rest. These things aren't earned. They're given freely, abundantly. Blessings are chasing you down today, like a happy shadow that follows you everywhere you go. You might not see them all. You might miss some in the busyness. But they're there, small kindnesses, unexpected help, a word that comes at just the right time, a moment of relief you didn't plan for. Open your hands to receive them. Don't brush them off as a coincidence. Don't minimize them as luck. Receive them as what they are. Gifts from a Father who loves to give good things to His children. Your life is a cup, and it's not meant to be half empty, carefully rationed, held close to your chest. It's meant to overflow, to spill out onto the people around you. Not because you're trying to be some kind of saint, but because when you know your source, generosity flows easily. When you're not operating from scarcity, you can afford to be kind. When you're not protecting what little you think you have, you can give freely. You are a distributor of heaven's mood to your workplace, to the grocery store, to the carpool line, to wherever you go today. You carry something with you, an atmosphere, a presence, and it's contagious. Not in a showy way, not in a way that draws attention to you, but in a way that shifts the room when you walk in. People might not know what it is, but they feel it. The calm, the kindness, the sense that everything might actually be okay. You are not a guest in God's house. You're not visiting for an hour on Sunday and then sent back out into the cold. You live there. You dwell in His presence. And that presence goes with you into the boardroom, into the hospital, into the traffic jam and the tense conversation and the overwhelming to-do list. You carry the sanctuary with you. So when the pressure mounts and the stress builds, and the world tries to squeeze you into its anxious rhythm, remember the table. Remember that there's a place set for you, a place of abundance, a place of peace, a place where you are honored, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are, His beloved, and from that place you can face anything, not with clenched fists and gritted teeth, but with open hands and a steady heart, because you know that what you need will be there when you need it. You know that the supply doesn't run out. You know that even in the middle of opposition, even when people doubt you or misunderstand you or work against you, God is still setting the table, still pouring out favor, still marking you as His own, and that changes everything. It changes how you walk into the day, how you respond to stress, how you treat the people who frustrate you, because you're not operating from emptiness anymore. You're operating from overflow, and there's always enough, always. This is not the end of the conversation. This is just the transition from praying to living. And really, there's not as much difference between those two things as we've been taught to believe. Eternity is woven into the fabric of your ordinary Tuesday, into the emails you'll answer, into the drive you'll make, into the lunch you'll eat and the meetings you'll sit through. All of it sacred, because He's in all of it. There is no separation between the holy and the ordinary, no line where God stops and real life begins. It's all His, and you're all His. So when you drive your car today, know that angels are in the passenger seat. When you sit at your desk, know that heaven is watching with affection, not scrutiny. When you open your laptop or your toolbox or your patient's chart, you're not leaving Him behind. He's right there, interested, present, delighted in your company. The shepherd is enjoying being with you right now, not just tolerating you, not just putting up with you until you get your act together, enjoying you the way a father enjoys being with his child, even in the simple, mundane moments, especially in those moments. Your identity is beloved. That's who you are. No matter what the email says, no matter what the review says, no matter what the scale says, or the bank account says, or the voice in your head says, you are beloved. That's your name in heaven, and nothing that happens today can change that. You are seen fully, not just the version of you that you show the world, but the real you, the tired you. The uncertainty is you, the you that wonders if you're doing any of this right. He sees all of it, and He's not disappointed. Not in your progress, not in your place, not in the fact that you're still figuring things out. You are wrapped in a mercy that is new every morning. Yesterday's failures don't define today. Yesterday's struggles don't set the tone for now. Every morning, the mercy is fresh, and today is no different. The day is friendly because your Father made it. He handed it to you like a gift. And yes, there will be challenges in it. Yes, there will be things that are hard. But it's still a gift. And you can unwrap it with the soft confidence of a cherished child. Not striving, not performing, just walking, one step at a time, with your hand in his. When you feel off balance today, and you might, return to this center of gravity. Come back to what you know. Come back to who you are. Come back to the one who holds you. A simple glance upward reconnects you to the source. You don't need a long, elaborate prayer. You don't need to find the perfect words. Just a breath, just a quiet, I'm here, you're here, and the connection is restored. Let this morning prayer be the anchor for your afternoon. When the stress builds, when the inbox overflows, when someone says something that stings, come back to this. Remember the table, remember the oil, remember the peace. It's still there. It hasn't gone anywhere. God's goodness is the soundtrack to your life. Even when you can't hear it over the noise, even when the day gets loud and chaotic, it's playing underneath it all, a steady rhythm, a constant melody, and you can tune back into it whenever you need to. You are a permanent resident in the neighborhood of grace. You're not visiting. You're not a tourist passing through. You live there. Grace is your address, and you can't be evicted. Work is worship when it's done with a quiet heart, when you're not frantic, when you're not trying to prove something, when you're just showing up and doing the next thing in front of you. That's worship. That honors Him. You are weaving a tapestry of trust with every small choice. Every time you choose peace over panic. Every time you choose kindness over reaction. Every time you choose to believe that He's got this, instead of gripping the wheel with white knuckles, you're weaving, creating something beautiful. Something that will last longer than you realize. Stay tethered to the peace you feel in this moment. Not tethered to the circumstances. Not dependent on everything going right, but tethered to Him, to His presence, to His promises, to His unwavering love for you. That's the anchor. That's what holds. And as you step into your day now, go knowing this: you are not alone. You are not unprotected. You are not unloved. You are seen. You are known. You are cherished. The Father is with you. The Spirit is guiding you. And the love that holds the universe together is holding you. So go gently. Go with confidence. Not the loud, brash kind, but the quiet, settled kind. The kind that comes from knowing whose you are. Go and be the presence of heaven in the checkout line, in the Zoom call, in the carpool lane. In the difficult conversation, you carry something with you, and the world needs it, not perfectly delivered, just honestly offered. That's enough. You are enough, because He is enough, and He's with you every step, every breath, every moment. This conversation continues. All day long, He's still speaking, still listening, still right there beside you. So rest in that, and let the day unfold the way He's already prepared it. With mercy, with grace, with love that never, ever runs out. Amen.